if you're from Kentucky and someone just says, yeah, Kentucky bourbon, you got to be excited about that. But
well, the Mexican people say Kentucky Fried Chicken. We had about 10 of them say that.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I mean, that's not bad either, right? I mean,
that could be worse things. They could say meth.
Hello and welcome everyone to episode 25 of The Mashup, the best bourbon conversation you're going to hear all week long. We're your hosts, Michael, Anthony, and Steven. Hello, fellas.
Hola.
howdy.
So, happy quarter anniversary.
This is the most exciting thing in the history of mankind. 25th episode.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, this what they say, like habits, if you do something more than 21 times, it becomes a habit. Driving over here now is just like a habit to come over here to do this show.
Well, I'm super excited to be here with you guys for the 25th episode because, as people may or may not know, you guys always go on vacation and you leave me here in Lexington. And when you guys are gone, I cry a little bit,
Yeah, that's fine. But, we thought we'd invite you for the 25th.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, see,
we did start out without you here for 1 through 7.
That's true. That's true.
So even if we went on vacation, we could have brought you back on Zoom again for.
Well, the fact that you guys would have me back on Zoom means a lot to me because I know that was a pain in the you-know-what for the first, that was the first 7 episodes,
maybe something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
Well, ask Steven. He knows, as our chief engineer, he did not like the audio stuff very much.
No, the audio was awful off Zoom.
Let's also let it be known, though, that we just discussed our schedule going forward, and Anthony just told us he's going to be on vacation for 10 days, right? So
I don't remember getting an invite to this.
Yeah, he just told us that we're always on vacation, and then he just told us, sorry, we got to do this tonight because I'm leaving for 10 days. So.
Okay, touche, yeah, you're right, all right.
And if I remember, you were just on another vacation not too long ago, too.
Yep.
What can I say? Coming off COVID, I like the vacation, It's just like what I'm trying to do.
Coming off COVID, you like the vacation?
Yeah.
Just vacation? All right, well.
I don't know about you guys, but we went on 0 vacations last year, so it's if you did go on any, that's cool, but if you're like me, I just kind of sat in the house most of the year, and then, so I guess I got sitting around the house hangover, and the only cure for that hangover is vacation.
It is.
So, 25th, I really didn't think we'd get to 25.
Think you would give up by then?
Well, we're here now at 25, whether we're any good or not, I don't know, but I hear the numbers from Steven all the time. He starts telling us about where people are downloading it and how many are listening.
And you get glazy-eyed.
Yeah, he gives me the number of hits and downloads, and he gives all that lingo, and I'm like, man, that's awesome, So, pretty cool though, right? That there are actually people listening. There are, and we get people that tell us every now and then. It's mainly my uncle and my cousins and stuff like that, but tell you they listen. And
well, this past week, episode goes live Friday morning at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
I think it gets published.
There's probably people setting their alarms.
To get it right away.
Yeah.
Normally I have single digit. I think it's just auto subscribe downloads. But this time we had a dozen, and it was only 2 hours live.
Oh boy!
So I think we have more subscribers now. That auto downloads.
Are there awards for podcasts like the Emmys and stuff?
I think there are podcast awards, but of course I don't know what they are. I don't
know the podcasties.
The podcasties.
Well, we tried to give. Well, I don't because I don't talk to people when I'm on vacation. But my wife and our wives, and tried to give us a shout out to some people in the pool when we were in Mexico. They were like, oh, you guys are from Kentucky. They're like, oh, bourbon, And then our wives were like, oh, it's funny they have a bourbon podcast, and so.
And that's the thing, right? Because when people get associated with a lot worse things, right? Oh, you're from Ohio. I can't remember what people say about that anymore because I haven't lived in Ohio for a long time. But if you're from Kentucky and someone just says, yeah, Kentucky bourbon, you got to be excited about that. But
well, the Mexican people say Kentucky Fried Chicken. We had about 10 of them say that.
Okay.
But,
Well, I mean, that's not bad either, right? I mean,
there could be worse things. They could say meth, Right, so.
Zing!
Yeah.
Well, for me, 25th episode means a lot because, as we're all, like to drink bourbon and share in the hobby, I always thought if we were able to create something that other people, even if it's a small amount of people now, if it ends up being more people in the future, friends and family and beyond, it's nice to be creating something related to this spirit that we all love. And so to me, that's been super rewarding to get together with you guys week to week, and then, but also then to catch crap from all my friends that do listen. Thank you guys for listening, friends out there. I won't mention you by name, you know who you are, but I got one this past week about the college professor reader comment. So that got a funny comment from my one buddy. He said, "We produce those readers to save the kids money." And I said, well, I wasn't on that, so.
Yeah, well, I think we bring a good dynamic. You know, we were talking about other podcasts that, you know, we don't name, but, you know, they all seem like they're all exactly the same, and a couple of guys that just sit around and go sniffing their bourbon and talking about their flavor notes and all that kind of stuff, right? So I feel like we people like the off-topic, loosey-goosey kind of take on bourbon, you know?
Yeah, it's to the point.
But you
where,
have that. See, you can give us the notes when you want to, you know, when we want to be serious, and
Yeah.
Steven can keep us in line when he knows he's got to edit it later. So
Yeah. How much fun do you have when you look down at that time and you're like,
You know
oh
what?
God.
So one thing, you know, we said in the beginning was 25. We were serious about this. We're going to get some real equipment. So I'm excited that we get some real equipment soon.
Yeah.
No more of these Purple Panda microphones.
Oh,
I'll shout out to the Purple Panda.
Purple Panda's been good.
yeah.
But it's time to get a mixer and some mics and sound more professional.
I'm looking forward to that because I want people to realize what a beautiful voice that I have.
Well, if you heard episode 24, the Purple Panda picked up everything in the
did.
background in Mexico when we were sitting there, and there was a fountain behind us, and then a weed eater, and then a leaf blower. He got it all. So
I enjoyed that.
the one thing it
episode.
didn't pick up on was the breeze, because there was none.
There was.
No.
Could have been like today, which was the probably one of the hottest days I feel like in Kentucky, and I went out and cut my grass. I actually had to stop halfway through, so either I'm getting old or I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I had to take a break, which I usually don't do. I don't have that big of a yard, and I was just like, man, it is hot. So I can only imagine what you guys are going through.
Yeah, we went to the pool today, so
Nice. So that's good.
Yeah.
Cutting my grass, you're going to the pool, whatever, man.
I know you got to cut your grass. You're going to go on vacation for 10 days. So
Well, to celebrate our 25th, we brought a nice new bottle out. Nice new shiny gold bottle. We have a bottle of Blanton's Gold this evening.
yeah, so what we got? Like we did Old Rip, right?
For 10?
For 10,
That's right.
Blanton's Gold at 25.
And that's perfect because I just want to real quickly give a shout
Is Gold
out.
the 25th? That's 50, isn't it? Your 50th
think- I don't know if
anniversary.
Gold's 50
Your
or
golden
25th.
anniversary.
It might be. I'm not sure.
Well, we're going to do it at 25.
Well,
so.
shout out to you for providing us with this wonderful bottle tonight. So, Blanton's Gold, distilled by Buffalo Trace, and we are drinking on a 2020 bottle date. And the ABV on this is 51.2. The proof is 102.4. Non-age stated, but of course Blanton's is rumored to be roughly 6 years old, but again, can't confirm that. The mash bill is Buffalo Trace's mash bill number 2. Of course, we've been through this in the past and told you guys that are listening that Buffalo Trace doesn't tell us exactly what's in those mash bills, but we think this one's a little bit higher rye, maybe 12 to 15% rye, more so than mash bill 1. It carries an MSRP of $120, but the important thing to note, and I'm sure that we're going to hear about this in a moment when Michael talks about the bottle, is we are drinking the import version, which is a 700 milliliter bottle, but this was just recently, as of last summer, introduced to the United States market as a standard product, and that's what's going to carry that $120 MSRP if you can get it. I've yet to see it in a single store here stateside or at a duty free or anything, but I'm happy to be looking at it tonight.
So do you know what the retail is in yen in Japan?
I do not. Do you?
Well, I think there's a price tag on the bottom, but I can't read Japanese. But anyway, yeah, so here, before I get into the bottle, I just want to, I was telling you guys about this earlier. You know, when you go to Buffalo Trace, the Warehouse H, you know, that's the one that's the Blanton's warehouse, right? And everybody loves taking pictures of it. You know, they see it. Everybody on their Facebook groups always like, oh, look, it's Warehouse H. You know, and it's like a metal building. It's not as big as the other ones that they have there. It's actually significantly smaller than all the other ones.
One little one story.
Yeah, it's not very big at all. But there is a heck of a lot of Blantons out there in the world. You know, between all the different versions and then the stuff that we get, and you know, and the fact that they put it out 2 or 3 times a week at the distillery, and you can be there pretty much any day and get it. Like, you start to wonder, there is no way that all that Blanton's fits in that warehouse right there. Either that warehouse is like a clown car and you can just keep pulling them out of there like...
Are you saying because they hand dip them or hand wax them and everything in that little building?
No, I'm just saying just the barrels themselves.
You're saying the warehouse itself.
You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
It just, and then the fact that it's a single barrel, so like they're not even probably getting as much out of those barrels as they could because they don't mix anything. So I just,
Well, maybe that's part of the mystery. Real quick before we get into
maybe
that,
I got a basement that you can't see or something.
Well, anything's possible over there because the last time I was at Buffalo Trace, I mean, I've been on that tour a couple times, but it's been a while.
And I've
since
never been on
there.
tour, so maybe they tell you. But
no, I don't. I believe that's one warehouse they don't take you in. I don't think you go into the metal bonded warehouse there unless they've changed things up. But I know that the couple times I had gone, they just point at it and say, that's where Blanton's comes from. And you're like, oh, that metal warehouse? And they're like, oh, yeah. And then that's it. Don't hear anything else about it. So maybe there's something to that.
Well, it is crazy to think, like, you go there and you see, for us, living where we live, that you're like, all of these Blantons go all around the world, and they're made 10 minutes down the road from us or 30 minutes down the road from us.
Yeah.
And we have to find some other way to get them from Japan or something else. And, they never even see the light of day in the United States, let alone in Kentucky. Now they're doing that a little bit, but still.
It's like, take a second to appreciate what you just said. This was made 30 minutes from us. It was shipped all the way to Japan. Then somebody had to get it back into the country, and then you had to get it off that person.
And then I had to find a way to get it. You're
it's
exactly
traveled
right.
a long way to be here tonight.
In that bottle.
Yeah, no doubt. So the bottle, though, is, like we said, is a 700 milliliter bottle. So you guys, everybody knows the Blanton's bottle that everybody loves, and this is exactly like it. But I picture it, it's like the regular bottle lost a little weight. It's the same size, it's just a little skinnier. Maybe they just laid off the carbs for a while and dropped 50 milliliters, but they have a clear label on it compared to the beige label, the recycled paper looking label that the regular one has. And it's obviously got all the information. Everybody knows the dump dates, and everybody's got to have the dump date for their
Does that
kids.
dump date have any specific?
July 8th, 2020.
Yeah, any specific meaning?
I'm trying to think what I was doing July 8th, 2020, but it was 2020, so I was probably at home. Right.
There you go.
But anyway, so the topper is gold. I don't think it's real gold, guys. Kind of looks like a, like the trophies your kids get at, for participation, participating in, rec league soccer,
Yeah.
So, but it's still, it's still kind of cool, I guess. It's different. It's got a gold neck.
Is it actually smaller too? Because the bottle is smaller. Or is it the neck the same?
No, I think it's exactly the same. I'm sure we could
same.
probably interchange the tops, and it would probably fit. But I'd like to see the 750. Probably looks better. It's got a. I guess we think that one looks funny because we're used to seeing the more rounder one. Mm-hmm. Not the light edition.
Looks like a little grenade.
Yeah.
I think the box is more attractive because it has the gold hue to it and says.
Oh, you're
gold
probably right
edition.
about that. Yeah.
And then did that come with any bag or not? Because I don't see a bag.
This one did not come with a bag.
Okay.
But our boy Randall probably took the bag and did something else with it. I don't know. Maybe he's making a quilt out of it or something.
And the gold now gives you another set of toppers to collect.
Yeah, that would be quite a collection there.
Yeah.
If you had that, all those, you could probably,
You ever see the people that
get a couple $1,000 for
on
that.
the Facebook groups, they're like, I'm looking for a specific dump date, and it's like 15 years ago, and they want a specific letter, specific dump date, and a specific version of Blanton's. I'm like, dude, you are like trying to find. First of all, you're trying to find something that's impossible to find. Then you're trying to find something that's 15 years old, and then you're trying to get 1 out of 8. Like,
oh man, yeah, I don't. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I've seen that. It's like I know this is a long shot, but and it's like yes, it's a long shot, and we've all stopped reading already.
yes, it would have been a long shot. It would have been a long shot 15 years ago.
Yeah,
but
Oh, that's
I'm
funny.
excited. I always like Blanton's. I know everybody hates on it and says it's for drain pours and people are overhyping it and all that stuff. But
yeah, I think it was the
it's pretty daggone good.
great Taylor Swift said, just shake it off. It's okay.
Shake it off.
Yeah.
And she also said haters are going to hate, right?
Hey, he's going. Hey, there you go.
So
Yeah, I think we're gonna,
And taters are going to take.
we're going to dedicate this episode to Taylor Swift.
there you go.
Should we go on for our first notes? Now, the notes are really coming through now. Before we even started, we kind of let this breathe for a while for everyone to know. And when we first poured, it's 10 points higher in proof, right?
Yep.
So It was coming out of the gate a little hot, but we knew there had to be something there. We're letting this breathe now, probably 20 minutes now. It's really starting to show a number of notes coming through. It's really nice.
Yeah, I agree. And just so all of you know out there, we don't talk about how long we let these bourbons rest. And a lot of times it is about 20 minutes. And so we're swirling. We're not just sitting here pouring it right into the glass and then just automatically tasting. So,
And this was a brand new bottle when we got it, too.
Yeah.
Like, it had never been opened
Yeah.
before.
I'm getting a lot of rye spice and actually citrus on the nose. Those are the things I'm picking up.
I mean, we'll go ahead and say it's very strong vanilla and caramel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, it's
I would
totally
agree
good
with that.
I'm kind of starting to feel like if we don't have strong vanilla and caramel, is
Right.
it good bourbon or not?
Right.
Because those are our standard notes.
2 standard notes. So you're getting that rye.
Yeah.
You're getting the hint of tobacco a little bit.
That's actually a good one. It
Right.
honestly, I hate to talk about a whiskey compared to another one, and this is very interesting to me, but this is from Mash Bill 2 for Buffalo Trace and George T. Stagg and Stagg Jr.'s Mash Bill 1. But I'm getting a little bit of the same notes that I would get if I was smelling, Stagg's one of my favorite whiskeys. And so I smell a little bit of that, which is maybe the citrus is more of a cherry note,
Cherry note. The dark fruit.
dark fruit a little bit, the tobacco, like you said, I'm getting that. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of complexity.
I feel like I'm getting a little bit of chocolate and butterscotch
Okay.
and a little wet wood.
Yeah, maybe like a oak funk or a little wet wood
It's
note.
real light.
Real light, yeah.
Real subtle. I mean, it's nothing. You gotta find it. You gotta search for it.
One thing that's noticeably absent, and I don't know how, maybe you guys have different skills than I do, but I'm not getting hardly any ethanol in this at all. Just,
No, that
it's all just
now
rich.
it's opened up a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely not now.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah. The beginning, yeah, but now it's like
I
just,
mean, you can go in there with a big old sniff and
yeah.
come out with this bunch of notes and no ethanol.
Still have all your nose hairs.
Nothing
Yeah,
singing
exactly.
off that. All right, sip up.
All right.
It's good.
Yeah. Definitely nice. Good mouthfeel, coats the mouth. It's,
Yeah.
God, it's got a nice finish to it.
There's not much rye bite to it.
Not really. I'm getting actually like the dark fruit brown sugar. Is it brown sugar? That's really good. It's
That's
just
really good. No.
I mean, I'm not sure what else I could come up with on the palate. It's just very pleasant and
And you can, if you let it sit on your tongue, you can feel the heat.
yeah.
But it doesn't. I mean, there's no burn going down.
Hmm.
How exactly is this different than the normal bottle of Blanton's?
Other than the proof, I think the proof is the main thing, right?
That's what I think, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible it could be aged longer, but I don't. With Blanton's not having an age statement, it's really not knowing what single barrel. I can't imagine they're pulling all barrels that are 5 years old. We've had this
They just
discussion
age
before,
them
right?
to perfection. That's what
Well,
that's what
yeah.
the box says.
I
Age
think-
to taste.
Well, I think the creme de la creme of the Blanton's bottles are picked for the gold. Is that correct? I think these are handpicked of the Blanton's to become Blanton's Gold.
Very possible, because I mean, we can expand and talk about this too. I said I don't know how many there are, but there are so many different varieties of Blantons that we don't even know. Well, we know about them, but they're not in the U.S. market, and so it's possible that they're selecting different stocks for these ones versus the standard, which would make sense. Obviously, the standard one's getting a little bit more water added to it,
Right.
so because we all know, right? They're straight from the barrel, which the Blanton straight from the barrel varies in proof, but it's usually above 120. I think it's 118 to maybe the high 120s.
Okay.
So that's got to be the standard proof that Blanton's is coming out of the barrel at. And so when you're looking at all the different varieties they have, proof to like 98, and I don't know.
Yeah, I was reading them somewhere, but yeah, I think they all kind of vary between 80
Yeah.
and whatever straight from the barrel is.
Like, isn't there the Blanton's Reserve too? That's like a green label, and
Yeah, I think
it's
that's 80, I
80,
think.
that's 80.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever tasted this, and I'm very impressed with it. Great way to celebrate 25 episodes.
Yeah, after 24, I thought vacations and everything else hitting us.
Yeah,
I was like, man, I don't know if we're gonna get there.
I mean, we had to suck it up and do a whiskey episode.
I
I mean,
a Scotch episode. I know we had to.
you guys literally had to choke down some scotch.
All right, it was high temperature, high humidity. I think it was like, 10:30 a.m.
Yes, it was early.
and there was no wind.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was thinking at that time, I don't remember what time I listened to that episode, but I was thinking, I might be ready for a drink. Then I listened to that episode. I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, I don't want to drink anymore.
Yeah, there was. We were struggling with that one.
Yeah, that's brave of you guys, though, and I was happy to hear about it.
Well,
Sounded like you're having fun.
You didn't have a lot of choices down there, so we figured Scotch and tequila at 10-15.
Yeah,
Probably even worse.
Yeah.
So,
what? As long as you guys took a break after you drink that Scotch, then you're okay. And then this is a nice, handsome reward. After
Well, no,
the
we
fact.
walk back to the room and they start handing out the drink of the day about 10:45.
yeah,
They start walking out the drink of the day they hand out. So
get you a nice fruity cocktail or
Yeah.
something.
I have. You mean about 8 or 9 of them, right?
Yeah.
oh,
But
I mean, I'm not joking. We had about 30 or 40 different varieties of drinks were down there.
Oh yeah.
I kept it going.
Nice. I like that. I've started to mix it up a little bit lately and try to make more mixed drinks and do some fun things. So
Well, it's just so hot. Like
Yeah.
bourbon's kind of like that too. You don't really want it
yeah,
too much in the summer.
But on ice and frozen drinks is what we had.
yeah. Oh, that's good. I got a feeling I've been making stuff like that upcoming.
It's like all the people that were drinking the bourbon on 4th of July. I thought, man, that's rough to sit by your pool and drink bourbon. And
Yeah, even I was using the ice balls over the weekend.
Yeah,
and
you gotta-
everything, So
Eagle Rare had a big day on the 4th
Yeah.
of July. That was a big day for them.
That's
a
right.
lot of Eagle Rare pictures on Facebook.
America,
That's
Eagle
right.
Rare.
And the smoke wagon bottle with the red, white, and blue label.
Yeah.
That was a big one too.
And see, what people don't appreciate is you got distillers, well, non-distiller producers like Jay Mattingly up in Georgetown, who's putting all kinds of stars and stripes and wax
Oh, yeah.
and medallions and everything on his bottles year round. Year round, he's doing that.
I mean, he's
doing it all the time.
Every day is the 4th of July for him.
Every day. Yeah, it seems like every day's the 4th of July, but anyway.
Well, fellas, would you pass, try, or buy on the Blanton's Gold?
Okay, this is going to make it very easy for me. I'm buy all day. And not only because this tastes fantastic, but also because I am kind of a tater at heart. And when I see this cool looking bottle with a nice gold top on it, it actually is attractive to me. As you guys know, I've never had this before, but I was fortunate enough to get my hands on it straight from the barrel, which we'll be probably reviewing sometime in the future. And so I'm all excited because Blanton's was one of the first bourbons that I felt like I was drinking something that was premium, even though some people say bad things about it. So I'm a buy all day on this one.
I agree 100%. Almost verbatim what you said. This was the first. Blanton's was the first. I remember where I was. We were with our friends, and we were in a casino. And I was like, "What's that bourbon that you had?" And he's like, "Blanton." So I got it, and I was like, "Oh, that's good." Like you said, it was the first one I tasted. I felt like it was premium. And this, my first time having it, and I do have to say it lived up to what I hoped it would live up to.
Hype.
Yeah, all the hype.
It's not just hype. Is
What
I'm
people
gonna
were
say.
saying, oh, it's the good, you can taste it's the premium version of Blanton's. The bottle, like you said, the bottle's gold. I mean, if this is what, 120, if it's 150, I mean, I would find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would find a way.
I agree. I would buy for all the same reasons. I'm a tater too. I love Blanton's, but like I want to collect them all. I want to get all the horses. I want to get all that stuff. And when I see gold and straight from the barrel and all these different kinds of Blanton's, I think, man, they got to be a lot. How good are they? If you like the regular one. So yeah, if it's I don't like to spend over $100 on anything, but if it's 150 or whatever it is retail around here, and I mean you could get it for that, I'd still get it. Absolutely.
I mean, this is a great taste.
I can't think of anything else I'd want to spend that much on.
Yeah.
Like other than like a Pappy or something that's like 20 or 23 that you see,
Miso.
yeah, exactly. That you make a couple $1,000s on that you won in a lottery, so I if I have the opportunity to get another one, I'd get another one.
Now, everything that you like, someone likes a lot about Blanton's, and they got the Blanton's Gold, even though it's 2 to 2.5 times more, I would say it's worth it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree, and I think this is kind of why you've seen this discussion sort of more. For me, when I was looking at all the Blantons that I couldn't get my hands on because they're mostly in the import market, right? They're all overseas. I would always think, how can I get my hands on these? And I know my one uncle that I mentioned in a previous episode, he's from Australia, so he was able to get some stuff but it's still with family over there, and he's waiting until he goes over there to pick it up, kind of thing. But I know a lot of folks that had sort of these connections where they were getting these things flown over from their connections in Germany and Japan and all over the place for a long time. And so I was always jealous. And now that I'm sitting here sipping it, I'm not as jealous, but I appreciate and understand why they're going through all the trouble to get that stuff over here. And kind of also wondering why Buffalo Trace was so stingy and not introducing this to the market, the U.S. market, faster.
So it's weird that as I've kind of watched this over the last 4 or 5 years, on secondary, it really hasn't gone up that much in secondary value. Like $250 or so now, and I think it was probably pretty close to that. When I first got into this, and it's weird that like it just hasn't gone up. Like the other ones, the green and the black, which were like, I guess
those are the Japanese versions, right?
Yeah, well, they're the what if you want to call them the cheaper versions of Blantons,
they're the 86 proof.
The 80 proof, yeah. And green, I think they even have like in Canada and stuff. But but like those were like dirt cheap when I first, not dirt cheap, but they were probably $110 or $130,
mm-hmm.
And they've gone up to almost they've gone almost up to the same price secondary as these have. Like it's weird how this one just hasn't gone that much higher. And even if you get them in Japan and stuff, I've seen people take pictures of them like in Australia and Japan and stuff, and they show the price tag at the store. They're still really expensive there. So don't think you're going to go over there and just find one for cheap. Like they're going to be the equivalent of $150 or $160 here too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great because like I always thought regular Blantons had that little bite to it.
Yeah.
A little bite. And now it's gone.
Yeah.
Everything harshness that you didn't like. I mean, you accept it from Blantons is now gone with the gold.
I think so, and I'll just say that this could be like everything else we talk about because it's single barrel. There could be a bad bottle of gold out there. I would doubt it, but I know that with Blantons there was like regular standard Blantons. There was probably a streak, maybe I don't know. I almost sound old now. Back in like 16 or 17, where I had 2 bottles of Blantons back to back. Where I was like, man, something just doesn't taste right about these. And I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I was also thinking, that's the variability. It was only that one time, couple bottles where I didn't. And I've also had some bottles where I've been like, this is the best bottle of Blanton's I've ever had in my entire life. So this one is absolutely stellar. And then it also makes me think this rumor that people talk about that maybe Buffalo Trace might add a Blanton's to the antique collection. You guys have seen that rumor over the years?
I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started.
Maybe it's going to be true because, when you think about it, they could, but
I don't understand why Handy is part of the antique collection.
Oh, okay.
And
oh man, he's like the uncool guy that doesn't fit in.
You put a Blanton.
There's no other Thomas H. Handy. Like
I know. It's not like that is the premium version of that product. It is,
right.
That's just the product.
The product
comes out once a year, and nobody even really cares about it.
How about we dump that to $50 bottle, and then we get. I mean, what would you put? A gold? What would a gold with?
Plus, you already got a rye.
It would have to be like straight from the barrel, probably with an age statement. I would think so a 13-year-old.
So you think straight versus the gold would be a new age?
Well, just because the Buffalo the antique collection seems to be all uncut,
that's true.
unfiltered, high proof.
The Eagle Rep for a while was kind of low, I think.
Yeah, but then there was again, I don't know about it, but they were saying that those came out lower proof. Maybe I don't know.
But then is it Blanton's if it's not in a cool bottle like that though? I mean.
Can you imagine what year one of Blanton's antique would go for?
Oh God, yeah, I don't know.
It'd be stupid.
What if they actually put like a little horse capper on the top of the top bottle too? Then he'd be in trouble.
Well, you gotta keep it authentic.
Yeah. Well,
to the antique line.
Hey, we could dream anyway. I feel like I've seen a photoshopped image of that somewhere. Have you guys seen something like that? I feel like
I think I have too. That. But I'm with you. Like the Handy's got to go. Like you already got a rye in there.
It's only 6 years.
Yeah,
it's not like it's anything high.
Yeah, you can get a 6-year rye anywhere, if anything.
And it seems like that one of all of them, like it's every 5 or 6 years before there's a stellar one. Like a lot of people said 2020 was good. I actually happen to have a bottle, so maybe we could do that. But a lot of people were saying that 2020 was one of the better offerings of Thomas Handy. But if you go back and you see the antique collection, it's always, hey, got like a 2016 Handy, $400, $450. All the other ones have skyrocketed. That was still
those have all stayed about $400,
hangs
$450.
Down, a little lower. So I get it. I understand.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I don't have any of the antique collection. Yeah. So if I had one,
I got that
If
one.
I got to
from
take that one, I'll take it.
Yeah,
you know?
I got that one from a trade. I don't remember when I traded for it, but I have not touched it since I got it.
And
so.
Steven got it. They make 3 out of 5, so he's not turning it down either.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
That's right.
And with that, thanks for listening to this week's edition. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY. Also, let us know your thoughts on this bottle in the comment section. Until next time, keep it neat.